Ricky Walter Show, and I am Ricky Walter, your host and your neighborhood mental health practitioner. Thank you for joining me today. I would like to preface this show by making this disclaimer. This is not a therapy show. Even though I am a licensed practitioner, this show is designed to provide you important information to make informed decisions about your emotional well-being or the emotional well-being of your loved one. And I would like to invite you to continue to tune into this show every Monday as we tackle subject matters regarding mental health. And I will be discussing anxiety disorders, PTSD, disruptive and impulsive control disorders, and conduct disorders, and addictions, and dissociative disorders, and just to name a few. Today, I'm going to break away a little bit from the clinical diagnosable disorders and talk a little bit about something I think is relevant to most of us, and that is the importance of regulating our emotions. One of my favorite clinicians is Dr. Tian Dayton, who refers to regulating emotions as emotional sobriety. We are all hardwired with emotions. Emotions is a strong feeling such as love, anger, joy, hate, fear, and we feel different emotions every day. And what are you feeling right now? For some of you watching, you may be feeling sad or happy or even agitated or frustrated. Whatever emotion that is present, you assume responsibility for it. You have the ability to modulate that emotion up or down. Now, Dr. Dayton purported that emotional sobriety is about finding and maintaining our emotional equilibrium, our feeling rheostat, or what I mean by that is the thing that helps us to adjust in the intensity of our emotional responses to life. Now, emotional sobriety is tied up in our ability to self-regulate and to bring ourselves into maintenance or balance. I used to think about this all the time. A car is equipped with a capacitor, and a capacitor safely stores the electrical energy that a car produces. And I am not a mechanic or a scientist, but if electric energy escapes its housing, it becomes dangerous. So how is that relevant? Well, it is relevant to you because you also, me too, we both have capacitors. Learning how to regulate our emotions within what society accepts as acceptable is important. And if your emotions are allowed to escape the capacitor, you too become dangerous. Ergo, we have rage, domestic violence, assaultive behaviors, verbal abuse, physical abuse, and on and on and on. And not only are your responses affected by your emotions, but your social relationships are affected. And it could have serious health repercussions. Watch this.
It doesn't take a lot to make me angry. What about you? Did some schmuck cut you off on the freeway? Maybe your boyfriend accidentally shredded that birthday card your grandma sent you. So you freak out, you scream maybe, a vein pops out of your forehead. It happens to everyone. But did you know that anger is actually affecting your physical health? Hey, anger is inevitable, okay? You can't just stop getting angry. Even the world's most sedate person has uttered a few choice words in traffic. Will that expletive fest really make you feel better? Will punching a wall really calm you down? The answer is no. Sorry, but recent studies have shown that angry reactions are pretty harmful to your physical health. A Yale University study found that people with anger management issues tend to get sick more often. Their anger actually weakens their immune system. The Journal of the National Medical Association added that people who respond negatively to anger are 9% more likely to have a heart attack. Hey, that might not sound like a lot, but come on, it's a heart attack. Every percentage point counts. Other studies have linked anger to everything from coronary disease to high blood pressure.
Wow, that was great information. See, we are around people every day who are emotionally unregulated. And I have the fortunate opportunity to work within the Texas Department of Criminal Justice with men every week. And a large percentage of them are incarcerated for criminal offenses that involve their responses to unregulated emotions. And our ability to self-regulate and to bring ourselves into balance is the key to emotional sobriety. You know, the limbic system is a huge part of the emotional processes. It is the group of subcortical structures of the brain that are concerned, especially with emotions and motivation. And when that limbic system becomes deregulated, the emotional switch gets stuck in the on position, resulting in the loss of some of its capacity to regulate itself. And I know some of you are having a hard time getting your emotional bearings about yourself, or you know someone who is. It is really important that you consider that, because your emotional deregulation really affects every part of your life. And let me help you establish an important protocol for achieving emotional sobriety. Take a look at this.
Step 1, control your breathing. When something pisses you off, instead of screaming or laying on the horn, take deep breaths. Spend 2 to 3 minutes breathing deeply, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Imagine inhaling calm blue air and exhaling that red toxic air. Step 2, relax your muscles. Unclench your fists. Make a conscious effort to loosen those shoulders and slump a little. Great posture is awesome, but for now, let those muscles unwind. I promise it'll help. Step 3, get it out. Once you're relaxed and breathing deeply, grab your WellCast journal. If it's a road rage thing, obviously please pull over. But when you get a chance, write down exactly what made you angry. Step 4, seeking context. It's important to put your anger into context by thinking rationally instead of emotionally. Think about it. Are you going to be angry tomorrow? Probably. What about a week from now? Maybe. A month? Probably not. A year? I don't think you'll remember. But by examining your anger this way, you can displace yourself from it, and you'll be able to process your anger without letting it take over your life. Let's recap. You need to find a healthy way to process your anger, or else you could run into some really nasty health problems. Remember to relax and breathe evenly, and then work through your anger by writing it down and contextualizing it. We can't promise you won't get angry ever again, but hopefully with this, you found a way to deal with it a little bit better.
Now, that is not much more I can say about that. You need to subscribe to WebCast. They have a lot of information that could be informative and helpful to you. Emotions are a part of you. You have the right to have them, and that is what makes you like God. You have the ability to feel and respond to what you're feeling. And even the Bible says in Ephesians 4:26, be ye angry and sin not. And don't go to bed angry. Don't let anger consume you. And that's a mouthful right there. As promised, we are at our question answering part of our show, and our question comes from Leanne today. My in-laws are quite rude to me when they visit. They tend to throw out directives to me and my children, and I don't like feeling frustrated because I have a tendency to lash out. Well, Leanne, the first thing I want to tell you, don't lash out. That is wasted energy. But that is your husband's responsibility to establish those boundaries for his family, and that is your home. Have that conversation with your husband, and he has to have that conversation with his family. And if the behavior continues, he needs to visit them at their home, or you need to intentionally find somewhere to go when they're deciding to visit your home. Listen, we're at the end of our show today. Time goes by so fast. Do me a favor though, like me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As I always say, nobody can beat you at being you. So be the best you can be today.